take it with you, and it's mobile. So basically, you don't have a router connected there, and it's not just restricted to your office or anything. You can just take your connection with you.
That's the power with wireless extreme, indeed. So wireless extreme is citywide. Wired extreme is in your city, in your building. And that's a limiting factor, while a wireless extreme opens it up. That's why it's a huge synergy between what we are building. It's in its extension, wireless extreme and wired extreme, and vice versa. But yeah, though cities, cities are a very, those people are good people, but they will not share your vision. Why not? Because they don't care. They may care personally, but professionally, they won't care. They wouldn't want to trigger something. They wouldn't want to risk something. So getting funding from city or nation funding, not going to happen. We don't want it. Or we don't need it, as a matter of fact. Maybe if we would need it, we wouldn't. Well, I would start taking some learning, dancing lessons. Any other questions?
A question regarding the services you will be providing over that, and not over the top. That's the next step, but for a residential, I can imagine, like television, those type of things. That's something you are working on, because
sure.
For me personally, if I would step over to another party from the Ziggo F in the Netherlands, currently my television was a main
triple play
of my choice.
Oh yes, that's clearly something we'll do. That's a triple play. So we're even going beyond that. So we're saying you have the triple play. That's internet access, right? You get this at the moment through your cable or DSL connection and maybe your fiber operator. And there are some other ways, for example, satellite or microwave, I don't know. But the two main ways to get your internet access is cable or DSL. So you have internet access, then you have TV, your channels that you subscribe to, and you have phone, telephony, the triple play. So Angie says we're going to do a quintuple play, because you will get access, internet access at your home. You will get your TV, by the way, cheaper than the competition, because we don't take a margin on it. We just give you the at cost rate, because we don't want to make money on it. And phone. Phone is a tricky business because it's unlimited phone calls, blah, blah, blah. You need to figure that out, how to do it, because on the other end, you're paying for each minute. You know that, as a matter of fact. But then the fourth is that we say we're going to be a mobile operator too. In the Netherlands, we will be an MVNO, one of the virtual operators. That's most likely going to happen in March or April. We're working on it since a long time already. Deepak ran that program for us until August, September, when he left.
Yeah.
Why did you leave me, man? Okay, so we'll be a mobile operator also. But then the fifth is what wireless extreme is about, and what Nirmal says. You will have wireless access. So you will have, as the fourth, it's this mobile, which is quadruple play then, as some already are offering in the market. But the quintuple is impossible for them, because they are not building a citywide wireless network. We are. We are even building it nationwide, right? So that's the quintuple play. Internet, TV, phone, mobile, wireless. Yeah, and that will be soon. So I think mobile will be announced soon, but it will be available from March, April. We still have to sort some stuff out, and then it will. The system has to be made ready. And in UK, we will be our own mobile operator, because we will buy a license, frequency. It's going to be auctioned. It's really, it put us back at the table with the big guys. The fact that we're gonna buy our own license again, it's back on the table because Ofcom did cancel it out. Well, not cancel, they postponed it. In Netherlands, they decided to postpone it recently and then for years. So that's what I thought also is going to happen with UK. So when they did that last year, exactly a year ago, I really, I had a few bad days. I cried a lot. And no, I didn't. you felt sorry for me all of a sudden. No. So, I had a tough time. But our 3 billion valuation went through the toilet, right there, because all of a sudden, everything was based on, those quintuple play stuff. And then when mobile gets cancelled out, where do you stand? But then, Nemo sent us a link at our Slack channel, right? And then, I started crying again. So basically, people think I cry a lot. No. Yeah, so the mobile is back on table. In UK, we will be our own mobile operator. So you will have those merged companies, O2 and 3, Pleasure, and you will have EE, and you will have, EE is then merged with BT, of course, and you will have Singleton Vodafone, and you will have us. If there is no other player, maybe Liberty Media will go, Virgin Media will may bid, so we'll beat them anyway. When we enter the market, we're gonna beat everyone's ass. Not because I'm so good. Well, maybe because I'm good. No, that's a joke, of course, guys. Okay, no, so yeah, because I think we'll bring two major things to the market. One is something that you really want, which is economics and market 101. But second, at a price you would think, hey, if I don't do it, I'm silly, I'm stealing from my own. It's gonna, we're not gonna ask you a premium for this service. That's the whole crazy thing. So we bring you a premium thing for lower than market rates, maybe half the market rates. So why wouldn't you do it? Just try us out. By the way, Angie will not get you a silly contract with your mobile service. But that's a marketing ploy. We'll disclose that next year. But UK is very promising with mobile. USA, we will be a virtual operator, mobile. But yeah, that's an option. That's gonna happen. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's pretty fundamental, and it's a bit basic as well. I'm
Sure.
sorry. Let me apologise before I even ask it.
Okay.
But Neil, you've been talking about providing services at virtually no cost in the residential areas, and you want to make, obviously, I'm assuming some revenue back out of the business areas.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that is the question. What's the revenue model, if any?
No. So you mean I was saying, are we gonna give it away, right? No. We're not giving it away. So we have I think 5 business models from the revenue models. I will disclose them today. There are no secrets left after this conversation. But okay, first thought is, of course, yeah, wireless extreme is for you at home. We are the replacement, the alternative for your cable or DSL or fiber operator for cheap. If you step in now, the pre-sale, you'll be contracted at €30 or £30 per month. Gigabit internet access. And then, of course, a few bucks for your TV and a few bucks for your telephone. But that's a prime business revenue model. So we bring this to your residential neighborhood in order to become your ISP. So of course, yeah, I think that's the disconnect. So yes, we will roll out because we want to be your ISP. We believe 20–30% will take the service, but will kick ass enough, I think, to get 80%. Let's hope so. there are some successful stories. There are also a lot of failures in the fiber to the home industry, but there are successful stories where a lot of people sign up for the fiber service. This is virtual fiber to the home. So we say this is virtual fiber to the home. It costs you $30 or 30 euros, and it will maybe change to 40, 50, 60, but it's still cheap. So yes, that's the primary business model, revenue model. Then anything that's business is also in our rolled out markets, whether it is wireless extreme business or wired extreme in your building or in your residential building. We'll bring fiber and we'll pull fiber in the near future. We'll call Yami and the likes to do that. But that's that's going to be the second one. The third is that we'll do corporate, for businesses, multi subscriptions, 10, 20, 100 people, because those who work and live in our rolled out markets, it's more powerful than a mobile data, of course, because you would be able to pop open your laptop or slide open your tablet and work at a 1 gig connection right there, wherever you are, traveling around, sales pitches or presentations. You just open your laptop and most likely there will be a wireless extreme connection coming from somewhere through the air. So that's the business market, the enterprise commercial market. And then the fourth is that we think there is some business to do with local governments. And you see, local governments need to cut costs all the time, but they need premium services, right? But there's nothing more premium than 10 gig in your building, especially when we allow you to wire it up. So that's a very easy catch. However, that's an ongoing conversation then, because they are not easily convinced. So yeah. Any other questions? Was this answered? Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you, goodbye. No, so Deepak, the handsome guy here, he just came back from his Tony Robbins event. I watched Tony Robbins documentary about, calling, I'm not your guru, but he is a guru. And Deepak is a senior leader, and Deepak has a huge background in telecommunications, Lucent guy, right, ATT, Angie, and then all of a sudden he decided to cry and run away.
Exactly.
He followed his passion, and I really admire that. Did I bitch about it when you said you were gonna leave?
No, you didn't. Actually.
Good. See.
So maybe you convinced me to stay, but
I didn't even think of convincing him to stay because I wanted him to stay. I needed him to stay, but Deepak wanted to go and follow his passion. But the interesting thing is, he is a life coach, personal development coach, and he coached me a lot when I used to cry to bed. But he has the unique combination of technology and a visionary output. I won't say that we are visionaries, but yes, we are. And so he has a technology, telecommunications, hardware background. He has the vision with Angie. He has done a lot of business negotiations. We went through we traveled the world together, I think. We were in Barcelona not so long ago, London, Slough, and this guy has everything, and then he runs away.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's gonna tell you a little bit about his experience with us, but also in general.
Yeah.
Especially with our vision for Extreme Pioneers. There would be 2 of them here, but they didn't show up. Can you imagine? At least we got their money. No, but we are going to have multiple meetings with Extreme Pioneers, and that's a program we rolled out. We'll explain that in more detail. But Deepak, please go ahead.
Yeah, so most of you don't know me. I used to be the CEO of Angie Netherlands, and I stopped doing that since September, October this year.
And when we needed you most, but
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, I saw the pressure building up, so I thought like this is the best moment to leave. Actually, about 5 years ago, I became self-employed. I've been working for in the old days it was AT&T, and then it became Lucent Technologies, and then it became Lucent. And in between, I've been out of the company as well. I've been working for another subcontracting company, just like Iami, I think, but it's called Datanet, way back years ago. But I've always worked in the telecommunications company and industry, I must say. And about 5 years ago, I became self-employed and working as a project management consultant. And actually last year I stopped doing that, deciding what I'm going to do next, because I didn't want to do that anymore. And I was thinking like I'm going to start my own business in the personal development industry. But then I was still an investor in Niels' company. And I thought, you know, I have a few hours to spend, so I'll spend those hours in Niels' company. And the amount of hours kept on growing. And I became like full-time in Angie's company, Niels' company, and in Angie, and not working on my own company. And so this year for me it was like I had to make a decision: do I want to continue doing this or not? While I still believe very strongly in the vision and the things that Niels creating with Angie, I was thinking also about my own passion, as Neil was saying, and my own passion was to build a business in the personal development industry. And so yes, I'm a senior leader in the Anthony Robbins organization. I just returned Friday from one of his seminars where I was helping participants there to go through their own process during the event, because you can imagine there were about 3,000 people at an event.
In Miami, right?
It was near Miami, it was in Boca Raton, and Boca Raton is near Miami. And 3,000 people there, or over 3,000 people there, it's a lot of people. So, so Tony Robbins cannot look at all these people individually, so they divided the smaller groups, and the smaller groups, about 60 people, and the 60 people have a number of people just like me to help them, to coach them, to get through the event. So that's my background a little bit, and also now I signed up a contract with another American company, IIL, International Institute for Learning, to do leadership trainings for their company worldwide as well. So those things are going to happen in the next year. But coming back to Angie, because that's why we're here today, Neil asked me to say something about leadership and seeing it through Angie's, well, putting it through Angie's perspective anyway. So that's why I said, you know, great, I would love to come and share something from the leadership area that I've learned and see how it applies to Angie over here. And the first thing that really struck me when I started with Angie, actually when I started becoming an investor in Angie, is...
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Is the creative mind that Neil has. Is creativity is being able to look differently at the world. And I think that Neil has a very strong creative mind. While he sees how everybody is doing something, and he comes up with a solution that is different than the rest. And that makes Angie so different than the rest, and that's what made me buy into the things that Angie is trying to achieve. So that's the first thing that it starts with. And it's the creativity which comes to the business model, but also how do you deal with your customers. You know, the customers these days are being treated like, you know, you're like one of the many. And in the view of Angie, customers are really special. You know, everybody has a unique place in the company, and I think the great thing, putting your money where your mouth is, what Neil has done also is like, if you look like how the revenue model looks like, it's also, sorry, the shares model, I would say, looks like. you will see that even the customers are valued in there. They all have a share in that as well. So people are being appreciated for being a customer with Angie. So that's one of the strong points I see with Angie as well. Next thing about leadership is that if you look at what Neil has done also, and I think there are not so many people who have a very strong vision and are able to turn that into reality. And Neil has been working very hard. We all know how long he's been working on this, but the great thing about Angie, I will say Angie, not Neil all the time, but about Angie is that you have to be able to get all those partners together. You have to have a team who will be able to carry that message forward. And if you're able to turn that vision that you have into something that is becoming more real to other people, that is what you call leadership, because you're able to turn a vision into reality. That makes it very strong. I think with Angie, you have the right people to do that. The next thing is that, you know, if you have this vision, these people are in there for a long time sometimes, but first you need to get them on board. You know, you need to get a team on board, and very often what you will see is that Neil works with people, he knows them on a one-to-one basis, and sometimes those relationships start very loosely, and they stay in touch, and then they get inspired somehow. They say like, this is interesting, I want to know more, I want to learn more. And that vision is being inspired by others. So the people are inspired by what Neil is sharing with them. And Angie has that capability at the moment to inspire others. That's why we're signing up more and more customers now, while we haven't built a network yet. I'm still saying we, because I still feel a part of Angie.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's one part of it. And it's not only the customer side, but also the partner side. You know, because you have a number of people in this room who are partnering up with Angie, because they also see the vision behind what Angie is trying to achieve. And they want to partner up because they also feel inspired by what's happening at the moment. And they say like, this is interesting, I want to be part of this, because this is going to bring my, I'm going to be part of this because this is going to bring my business forward as well. And if this is going to happen in like the next few years, what is going to happen in the next 10 years, you know, next 15 or 20 years. And it's going to be great if you can tell later afterwards, you know, like, yes, I was one of the first one, I was there at the beginning. So it's great also as a partner, not only as a customer, but also as a partner, as a supplier, to be a part of that vision and that mission. And, you know, it's also taking action. Leadership is taking action. You cannot stand still. And I know Neil for a long time now, and you know, it doesn't matter what time of the day you call or email or send a Twitter message or whatever, you almost get a message back immediately. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. So sometimes we wonder like, is this guy sleeping at all or not? And probably he doesn't. And
yeah, when you guys are not paying attention.
Excellent, yeah. So yeah, that's why sometimes I get concerned. Neil, take your rest, and because I've seen Neil in his good days and his off days, and yeah. So I was there to support him, to actually to encourage him to take some rest also, because it's like sometimes he puts on all the roles, or takes on all the roles that are in this company, because we
You
have
mean to say I'm micromanaging?
No, I'm not saying you're micromanaging, but it's like if somebody else is not doing, is taking their rest, so to say, then Neil is taking over that part as well.
Yeah.
So if you talk about taking action, within Angie there's a lot of action, not only by Neil, but also by people like Nirmal, but also people in the US that we have, other people in the UK, people in France,
India.
and people in India. So we have people all over the place, and who are all taking playing a major role within this company. And I think that's a great thing, because as much as Neil knows and is able to do, there are a lot of people in the company who have some specific knowledge, who can contribute from their side more specifically. So, and I think it's great to be able to have that team to take the action, because whenever it's needed, everybody comes together and they produce something that we can send out to the market. You know, Ari has been involved a lot with the communication lately that we are doing to the market, and you know, whenever time is something we need to be considerate of, then we produce something very quickly. So that's a great thing we can do as Angie. And also, we produce a lot of things in the meantime. We produce a lot of partnerships. We produce a lot of products. We haven't put them in the market yet, but we have created them on paper. Everything is available and ready. So the results are there, and the results have been created over the year. So leadership is about creating results, not making speeches. So I will not. This is a sign for me that I have to shut up very quickly now. But I think that's the great thing about Angie. While it's still in the startup phase, we have a lot of things accomplished already. And that's something that we need to take to the next level. So leadership is not about creating more followers, but creating more leaders. And if you look at it from our customer's perspective, then you can say our early adopters, our extreme pioneers, are going to be the new leaders, because they are going to inspire other customers to become customers as well. And they're going to be our ambassadors. Our pioneers are going to be the ambassadors. And as an ambassador, you're going to be a leader as well. On the other hand, I would say, you have our partners. If you team up with Angie, you're also becoming more of a leader, because you are all great in your industry already. But you can take it to the next level. You can always become bigger, better, stronger, and working with Angie gives you also that opportunity to become bigger and better and stronger. Because if you look at the ambitions that Angie has, and you playing a part of that, it's like we're becoming a leader as an ISP, and you becoming more of a leader in the area that you're specialized in. So it's going to be a win-win-win situation. So it's for Angie, it's going to be a win, for our partners it's going to be a win, and for our customers it's going to be a win. So everybody benefits in this scenario. And I think that's a great thing to be a part of, and to be working on together. So I would say, if anybody is doubting about joining Angie or not, keep these things in mind and think about, what if about in 2 years time, in 5 years time, in 10 years time, you say no now, and in 5 years time or 10 years time you look back and you're like, what happened? I was there at the beginning. I knew what was going to happen. They had no secrets for me anymore. They shared everything with me, and still I didn't join. And now they are this big successful company, and I could play a role in that, and I didn't. So I think the invitation is for everybody, for partners, for customers, for anybody out there, to have a serious look at the Angie and step into it, and don't go in and think like, let's see what's going to happen. It might be interesting, but I'm not sure. No, the thing is like, go in and play full out. Don't hold back. If you look at the Angie team, they are giving everything they have. Nobody's holding back, everybody's giving everything they have. And I think that's the thing that we want back also from our partners, also from our customers. Give everything you have to us, so we can inspire and encourage each other to become better, better and better. So